Hey guys, welcome back to the series where I try to beat the hardest city manager game in the world, Rise to Ruins. I'm also trying to be the first one to do it. Apparently, no one else has done it before. This area is called Hollow Isle, and it's because there's just one... Here, I'll open up the map here. There's just one big island at the top of the map, and I thought I'd do something really stupid and build in the back of it. I'm in huge focus mode because this is actually going to be a super hard playthrough. The corruption has spawned down in the bottom left-hand corner. But yeah, I decided to put myself on this island because I honestly thought it'd be fun. Maybe I was getting a little bit bored. So I'm going to pause here just so I can talk to you for a second. Yeah, maybe I was getting a little bit bored because I have found the system to basically beating nightmare mode. I have a build order where I've written down a list of all these buildings and the order I like to build them in. This really fits my play style. But our main goal is to get a tower set up right over here. So that's why I'm having them quickly chop down these trees. We put ourselves in the back of this wooded area, which is going to put us at a disadvantage when it comes to fire pitting ourselves, because what we're going to do is we're going to lock off this entire island. I decided to build the base and all of our starting areas in the water, which is going to set us back. Now we are starting with 20 villagers instead of the 12 villagers you usually start with because we migrated more than we needed here. Let's just keep fire pitting our way over as we can. So we do have a little bit of an upper hand. 6 of our villagers are even just chilling right now because they have nothing else to do. So if I build one house here, I'm gonna build a second house right here. Now, the reason I'm having them destroy the land ahead of time is because water actually stops the range in which you can grow. So you can see the green area slowly growing as they push this out here. One more. We'll speed this up. We're wasting a lot of really precious time right now. Boom, boom. Okay. So we have our house right here. And the next thing we're going to build is a farm. So we really set ourselves up with a disadvantage. Now I'm hoping that we have some couriers coming in bringing us resources. So I'm hoping that even though we started with a disadvantage, that we will be able to pull this off. It's kind of risky because we've played so long into this nightmare series, but I wanted to push ourselves and see if we could really make this happen. I think it'd be really fun. So our first tower is going to be about right here. I could follow this pathway. Yep, we'll put it right there. So we have our house built. They're gonna work on the bower, but I am going to pull this out for the farm we're about to build. I'm not going to line up the farm with the house. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. We really have to get our farms going because we do have 20 villagers. It's going to be really important. Oh, and I haven't marked any... Oh, that's a huge mistake. I haven't marked any water to be harvested. Everyone is struggling with water. Oh no. So everyone's going to come and drink because they're freaking out. Okay, we'll build the farm there. We already have some trash piling up. I really don't want to lose this gold. So I think for our first tower, we're just going to build it right here for now. We're going to delete that tower eventually, but for the first night, we just need one tower. We'll just build it right there. It's not ideal, really, but I think we just have to go. And we'll make the... Like, our base won't be perfectly lined up, but I think that's as good as we're going to get for now. All right, so we still have 5 people waiting around. So that is definitely an issue. We'll assign one more to the Fletcher, and then hopefully later we'll remember to take them down from the Fletcher. We're gonna raise this guy to the top. We'll select some crystals to be harvested, and I'll even help mine some stone here. So this is a problem because we have our monsters starting to come already, and we don't have this tower set up. Are we gonna be able to get it up in time? It does take them a while to cross the water. So I'm going to be ready to grab, we're going to slow down time here. I'm just going to grab a ballista bolt once this is done being built and drop it in there. Okay, sweet. So we are set for tonight. So now we just have to boom as fast as we possibly can. If you guys are wanting this build order that I'm following, I made it, so it's constantly, like, I'm constantly trying to make it better. If you guys want this build order, the link is in the description, so you can see exactly what I build each day. How are we doing on ballista bolts? It has 2 sets of them, so we should be good for the rest of the night here. So now we should be able to start picking up the pace. We do have a lumber shack, so we're gonna have people constantly harvesting the trees. You know, for me playing hundreds of hours of this game, I still get lost in the menu sometimes. All right, so we'll build a mining facility down here, and then we're gonna upgrade our water purifier. So he is starving, which is a problem. Yep. So we might lose some people because we, I played a sort of risky, stupid start. Okay. We might lose quite a bit of people. So hopefully the farmers will pull up these raw vegetables real quick. All right, here we go. We need 2 more bow towers. We aren't really working as efficiently because people are wet and hungry. Okay, that bow tower is done. We'll put in another bow tower here. We're gonna upgrade our water purifier, and then we're gonna build a small ancillary. I'm worried about food, and then we will build the lumber mill. All right, we are just finishing the lumber mill. Right before nighttime, we just hit evening. The lumber mill doesn't really even need to be up until day 3, so we're definitely ahead of schedule. The next on the list is to upgrade the farm, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Then after the farm, we're gonna build a small ancillary, another one. Get rid of these trees here. Sweet. This small ancillary is coming to a close. We're gonna build a rain catcher. I left the perfect amount of space right there for it. After the rain catcher, we're gonna build another small ancillary. So I just realized why I was running into all these problems. It's because I haven't been upgrading my camp. A good rule of thumb is the first couple days is you always upgrade it once per day at least. So on day 1, I should have upgraded it. And then on day 2, which we're on now, I should have upgraded it again. What it's gonna do is, not only is it gonna give you more building slots, which you saw we kept running into as an issue, but it also increases the global movement speed and work speed of your villagers. All right, sweet. So now we should be able to build this ancillary. The ancillaries also provide storage for all the miscellaneous things that we got at the beginning from the chest. So if you guys haven't noticed, these towers have been able to handle all of the corruption, all of the enemies coming through here. You can't really see it very well because it's nighttime, but if you look at the map, you can see this stream of red enemies. These 3 bow towers are able to handle it perfectly. All right, beginning of day 3, we are going to build 3 more bow towers. We are gonna go ahead and build a tumbler, and I believe I can take out this fire pit now that the mining facility is connected with the bower, so that way I can put the tumbler right next to the bower. So we technically can place 25 fire pits now. So we should be able to make our way all the way around the island to completely fire pit ourselves off. And then the fun part of walling the island off, bring this chest over to the base. So it's important that you do all your walling and your fire pitting during the day. That way the monsters can't come and get you. Since we have full essence right now, I'm going to just keep casting holy potatoes over here. So luckily the corruption's taking quite a long time to get over to us. The water will slow it down as well, but getting these early fire pits up is going to be really helpful. I think it's time that we build another house here. The next thing that we build is actually really important. It's a small mineral storage. Now the reason this is such a key thing is because as we're mining, you can see all this rocky trash that's just piling up here. This rocky trash is actually the iron ore. So we need to make sure that we build a mineral storage so that any additional iron ore we mine, we don't lose. I personally think that iron ore is the most valuable resource in the game. After that, we're gonna build another doggo house. And then we finally are able to build our second makeshift farm. And we're also going to upgrade the second makeshift farm to a farm. Let's see what we got in this chest. Oh, this is actually pretty good for us. That's a lot of iron ore there. Okay, today we're going to go crazy on the stone walls. Okay, so we have these stone walls. Then for day 4, what we're going to do is upgrade 2 of these bow towers. And then we're going to build 3 bullet towers. Now, because we are going to migrate all our towers up here, I'm going to just go ahead and build the bullet towers up here to begin with. We're going to eventually continue this stone wall, so all the enemies should be funneling up here between the bullet towers and all of our bow towers. Now, usually I actually don't take out this much of the map. Me taking over this whole island is me taking 1/4 of it. But because this is a dead-end map, meaning it doesn't really lead anywhere, I'm actually fine with this, seeing that we're not going to be getting very many resources and immigrants from this map. So I thought that because of that, and this is just a temporary map, that all we're trying to do is get to 1 year, day 35, then it doesn't really matter if we have some fun and we take a little bit more space than we need to. Now that all of our towers have been built, we're going to upgrade our small mineral storage. You can see it's already getting pretty full. And we're also going to upgrade our makeshift farm. So now all 3 of our farms should be upgraded to a farm. Now, ideally, your bullet towers would be built right next to your bow towers. And because we haven't had time to finish the wall today, I might have to grab some of the enemies and throw them over to the bullet tower. We're also going to build a small ammo storage. So you probably noticed all of this trash piling up. The next thing we're going to build is a landfill. Now, ideally, we would build this as far away from our base as we can. The reason we build it far away from our base is because each building provides a little bit of desirability. The best way you can do this is by going and putting on the heat map for desirability. Now, some buildings provide negative desirability, and some buildings provide positive desirability. The trash, or the landfill, is one of the only buildings that provides -3 desirability. So keeping it away from your houses will ensure that you get more migrants to your village. While we're waiting for them to clear a path for our landfill that we're going to build out here, we'll just have them go ahead and upgrade the mineral storage to a large mineral storage as well. And then we're going to build a stone cuttery and put it pretty close to our mining facility here. So it is now nighttime, and our bow towers are holding off pretty well. We can see all the monsters coming in here. Here, I'll open up the mini map so that you can see them better. Our bow towers are doing a pretty good job holding them off. I would feel a little bit more confident about this if our bullet towers were better positioned to be closer to them. If your bow towers do start to get overwhelmed, remember they can take quite a hit, right? They have hit points, so they're not just going to die instantly once the enemies get to them. But if they are feeling overwhelmed, you can drag some of the monsters up to your bullet tower. Now, obviously, this is only applicable because I decided to build my bullet tower so far away. All right, now we've made enough space for our makeshift landfill. I had to build a large fire pit just to make sure I could put the landfill further away from my base. If you're going to drag an enemy to your bullet towers, actually drag the slimes. The slimes have a resistance, let's see, they have a 50% resistance towards piercing damage, which is what bow towers do. So that's why you start building bullet towers around this day. Seeing that our makeshift landfill is almost done being built, we are gonna start building our village center into a large village center. And boom, there you go. And our village center is all ready to be built. Once you have your 3 ancillaries built, I always put 6 organizers on them. And so pull all of your builders and put them on as organizers, because you only need 1 or 2 people actually building the buildings, but the organizer is what they're gonna do. Hey, another ghost while I'm talking here. But what the organizers are gonna do is they're going to haul the resources. So they're not gonna spend their time hauling a resource then building. They're just gonna be running back and forth hauling resources. So you'll be way more efficient if you have more organizers than you do builders. But I only do that switch once you have at least 6 organizers. Now, because we've gotten way ahead of ourselves, so we've actually built all the way up until day 5. So we've finished building all of day 5's buildings, even though we're just barely about to start day 5. So once we hit daytime, there we go, day 5. What we're actually gonna do is we're going to migrate all of our bow towers over here. Part of day 5's building is you also add in 3 more bullet towers as well. So you're going to have 6 bow towers and 6 bullet towers. So I'm gonna get rid of these, and we're gonna have our main front line up here. That's also gonna require us to build this wall a little bit longer so they funnel up there a bit better. All right, all of these towers are almost built. You can see we still have almost 10 building slots, so we're not running out of building slots because of our ancillaries here. Part of day 5 is also upgrading 2 of our bow towers. So we already upgraded 2 in a previous day. So really, if we're migrating everything up here, we're gonna be upgrading 4 bow towers. All right, now that we have all of our towers built and upgraded here, we are going to just keep extending our fire pit wall here, just because the corruption is getting quite a bit closer. You can also see our 3 farms here. We have a total of 93 raw vegetables, so we're doing pretty good for the time being. We do have 29 villagers, so I'm expecting that we are going to slowly start running out of food here. But we should be good for a couple days food-wise. I also forgot a couple buildings here. So we're supposed to build 1 more house right here. And we're supposed to upgrade our makeshift lumber mill to a lumber mill. I say supposed to, but this is just what I've put together as being the most efficient. So you can see on day 5, skeletons have spawned. So again, skeletons have a resistance to piercing damage, 75%. So we need to be sure that we drop all skeletons up top here next to our bullet towers. So I've just been grabbing monsters over and over and chucking them up here. All of the skeletons and slimes particularly. So I'm really glad that I built this makeshift essence collector so that I can just fill up my essence and get ready for the next little wave here of skeletons that are coming in. We are going to upgrade 2 of our makeshift housing units into standard housing. And to finish off the night, we're gonna build our 4th ancillary. It has started raining, so our rain catcher's bringing in extra water. And that, my friends, is the end of day number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We definitely were out of place building our village center all the way back here. We were at a disadvantage having to build everything on the water because we first had to destroy the water before we could build anything. But I guess we did start with an advantage of 20 villagers, which is 8 more than you have in your first area. We also had resources coming in from golems. But other than that, it was a race against the clock to see if we could start building our wall here and fire pit all the way around before the corruption hits us. Again, the war still hasn't been won yet, so I'm gonna keep at it. But if you guys found this enjoyable, definitely subscribe so that you can see the last episode I'll do when I have beaten this area. You can see the full build and how it all turned out then. I hope you guys found this informational. And again, if you want to see the exact order that I build all my buildings in, I'm going to post a link to that order in the description below. Hopefully it helps you too, as I have done lots of experimenting to see what amount of towers can help you survive what day in nightmare mode. Thanks for the support, and break a leg.